Hey, what's going on, guys? Straw Hat Brian. I am back once again here to deliver my One Piece Chapter 879 review to you guys. If you haven't read it yet, suggest you do so now. Spoilers will be lurking in the video ahead. So, without anything else left to say, let's just hop right into this chapter review. Oh man, this chapter, guys, this chapter was popping. This chapter was on fire. This chapter was fire. This chapter was lit. So we start off with the cover page. Gotta talk about the cover page. So we got to see uh, more continuation of Don Sai's cover story, and we got to see how he. Well, basically, we got to see the engagement get called off, and we got to see Don Sai. He's just laying on the floor, pummeled in a mess of his own blood, puddle of his own blood, and you only see is walking away angry, and the rest of his crew is just looking at him like, "You messed up. You done goof. Shouldn't have agreed to marry Baby Five and brought her back to the country, bro. You already know you done messed up." So I'm wondering, like, if this is really gonna have an impact. Like, what if this girl you wholly see is probably like some royalty to another country, just coming off of how her name is, because it doesn't sound like a normal name, and I wouldn't expect that kind of name for the women of Kano Kuni, because Kano Kuni is based off of uh, like uh, like uh, like Chinese culture, I would say. Chinese culture. So we're loosely based off of Chinese culture. So I'm wondering though. I'm wondering, is there a little more to that story? Like, we're just looking at that and pointing as like a haha, it's funny. But I'm wondering if maybe she is probably like related to someone important, like her father or somebody important. So I'm wondering how that's going to turn out. But on to the actual chapter. Now, when the chapter starts, we're with the Straw Hats. So I'm gonna call them the Nami Pirates. So we're with the Nami Pirates right now because Nami's basically calling shots. Even though Jinbei's there, Nami's basically calling shots. So everybody's all swept, filled with emotion, swept with emotion, and you got Nami, Chopper, Brooke, Carrot, and they're all just in their fields right now because they just saw Pedro sacrifice himself for them, and Jinbei just being like that strong warrior is like, you can see the distraught in his face, but he can't let it shake his focus. So he basically tells them, with strong dialogue, he's basically telling them, like, look, guys, you guys have to, like, you guys can't let this emotion, you can't let his sacrifice be for nothing. Kind of like reiterating what Luffy said, but in a slightly different way, in a kind of more personal sense. As he was saying, can't you hear Pedro's words? Excuse me. Can't you hear Pedro's words? His final words telling you to keep going, to push forward, to not look back. You know, that that is strong dialogue. So good job on the dialogue from Oda. That's a plus. I mean, obviously we still gonna have. This is just from the translation, so we would obviously have to wait for the official Viz Media translation. But I mean, obviously, that's still strong dialogue. So I'm pretty sure, like, the people who do the scans and the translate, I'm pretty sure they try to get as close as possible. Um, I just love that Jinbei's always grounded. Like, he's grounded, and I feel like he's going to be the heart and soul member of the Straw Hat Pirates. And this is another reason why I feel like if he does die, it would have to be at a later point in the story, or this may be one of the reasons why he can't die at all, because he's the heart and soul. Like, he's the person who teaches. He's going to teach them to keep persevering, how to deal with like troubled times, being in troubled waters. And he's smart, and he's like always like thinking of the next step. Like, what is, and he kind of knows. He's like, hey, we only have a short amount of time before Big Mom's fleet and Big Mom herself is going to come after us. We need to know what we need to do and now. So Nami takes charge, and then we just see, Nami starts giving the direction. They're gonna try to meet up with Sanji. So, and then also with Jinbei also telling them that Pedro's sacrifice was Pedro's victory. That's strong. That's some strong words to say. Pedro's sacrifice is Pedro's victory. Like, yeah, he gave them an opportunity. He's trying to pave the way. He's trying to be the foundation, like he said he would be for the new era. So, I mean, that was awesome. And then, next, not even moments later, you got Big Mom coming after the Straw Hats, well, the Nami Pirates, and she's riding on a candy slug made by Pedro Sparrow, because I'm pretty sure once the dust is settled, Pedro Sparrow is going to get his. I'm pretty sure once the dust is settled, Pedro Sparrow is going to get his, and it's going to be pretty gruesome or pretty sad. One of the two, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty gruesome, and it's going to be something that maybe us as the fans are probably going to be like, he got what he deserved. But but what I thought was interesting was the Bicorn was talking to Perospero, and Perospero is saying, that how much he hates the Straw Hats, and even though he lost an arm, he doesn't really mind it. But whenever he sips tea, his arm is going to melt. His favorite kind of black hot water tea or whatever you called it, and and then he says like, oh, but you probably don't know what I mean to Bicorn, Big Mom's hat sword. And he's like, no, where I'm from, Highness acts, people have no future. People who commit heinous acts have no future. So I'm wondering, like, was he like a world government member? Or was he like a world noble or something? And Big Mom just turned him into or took his soul and put it into the hat? Like, is that a future foreshadow? I mean, I don't know. That's how I looked at it. But Big Mom approaching, riding on that sea slug, scary. Absolutely scary. Like, it is absolutely crazy to see that, like she dealt with that explosion, but yet she's still coming. Like, she dealt with the explosion, and she's still coming, and she still doesn't look phased. So I'm wondering what's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure the cake is probably gonna arrive to Big Mom just in the nick of time, when it kind of seems like maybe the Nami pirates are gonna be with like any luck, or any more luck, and then we're gonna probably see Sanji come and save the day. So that's probably how that's gonna turn out. And then as the story moves on, it goes to Sanji. After that, it goes to shift to what Sanji and Lola and Chiffon do. They're still flying. Seems like they're not even really making much progress, but I'm pretty sure like now they're just arriving to Coco Island or whatever, to the place that they need to get to. But I'm thinking to myself is, that took quite a while, and I'm thinking like they're flying, so wouldn't that have been fast? And there's only 3 of them. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really know. Maybe this is kind of like as everything is going on, so maybe it does take a little bit, but who knows? But we had Lola. I mean, we had Chiffon talking about Lola. Pound saw Lola. Saw Chiffon and was like, "Oh, is that Chiffon?" Blah blah blah. So they're talking about Lola, and then we find out that Lola was the minister to Chocolate Town, or Cocoa Village, Chocolate Island, whatever you want to call it. So she was the minister there, the candy minister there. But then I'm wondering, like, I didn't see Lola use any chocolate-like abilities or something like that. I mean, because I just got the idea or the feeling that the people who were owners of their respective, or were the ministers of their respective islands, could produce those things. So I initially thought, like, Pudding had a chocolate fruit. Initially, that's how I thought. But then she had a memory fruit. So, I mean, I'm wondering, like, so how does all that kind of, like, turn out? I don't know. But I think it's cool that Pudding is like has such a high regard for Lola, and hopefully we do get to see Lola at the end of this. I'm kind of advocating for that, just to kind of see how, if this would come full circle, how would that kind of turn out. And then we move on to the what happens next, and then we go flip the panel, and then we're now with Luffy versus Dogtooth, and we're seeing like Dogtooth is giving Luffy some trouble, and Dogtooth is like using his Sharingan. He's in his Kakashi mode, and he kind of realizes that him and Luffy's abilities are very similar. So he says, "There's no way that your rubber can beat my Mochi Mochi." So he's using Luffy's techniques. He's basically like analyzing, using Aramid Haki as well. Like he's basically just utilizing like his Devil Fruit exactly like Luffy's. And I'm wondering if Katakuri's never used his Devil Fruit like this. Like, I'm thinking, because the way he's analyzing Luffy's fighting style, he's like, yo, this is actually like, this kind of fits my Devil Fruit's abilities. So I'm really curious to how this fight is going to keep progressing, because he's countering each and every one of Luffy's blows with a similar technique. And I called it before, but I do think that he is going to be that stepping stone. Dogtooth is going to be the person that Luffy has to overcome. He has to overcome this character, and he has to develop or grow or showcase something new that we have yet to see. Like Tank Man. Like, we're going to have to maybe see a speed form. Like, maybe he needs to be faster than Dogtooth. Maybe he needs to be stronger than God. I mean, I don't know, but Dogtooth is able to, I would say, maybe double the size of anything Luffy is able to produce. Whether it's his elephant gun, Hulk Gatling gun, anything that Luffy's thrown at him, he's managed to one up it. So I'm wondering, how is Luffy going to combat this? And will we get a Gear 4 variant? Maybe another Gear 4 variant. Maybe we'll really start to see the perfect sync or perfect harmony, we should call it. Maybe of Gear 2 and 3. I don't know. Maybe 2 and 4. I don't know. Maybe Tank Man is 3 and 4, like Gears 3 and 4 combined, and maybe I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I can't even express to you. But it is interesting to see what is Luffy going to do next. The chapter was kind of short in this regard, but it was short, straight to the point, and it got me excited. I'm thinking, like, what is really going to happen next? I loved the cover page, and I loved everything else. And to see the clash at the end between Dogtooth and Luffy, and you saw that, like, Luffy did his elephant gun, and then you saw the rest of the little fodder soldiers who was talking all that, BS. They all got KO'd by their Conqueror's Haki. I called that for Dogtooth having Conqueror's Haki. So, pretty sure when he said, go back into the mirror world because in moments you guys will be at his feet, I think he was foreshadowing that Luffy was already going to take him into the mirror world. I'm thinking he already saw that coming. Think about that. Think about his words. He said, go back into the mirror world because in moments you guys will be at his feet. It still came true. I'm wondering how this is going to turn out. Again, this is Straw Hat Brian. This is my review of One Piece Chapter 879. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Have a good day. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good one.